Hello, friends. Hello, good, happy moment to you wherever you are. Welcome to our personal power wellness segment for today, designed and intended for you to learn more about life, about yourself, and looking at things from a more positive, beneficial, and good feeling perspective. So, I'm Jen from Personal Power Life Coaching, and today's topic is on conflict and dealing with things that you perceive as personal attacks. And when you feel that maybe someone is being mean or irrational, or your feelings are hurt, and it is stemming from and creating a sort of conflict or conflictual situation with someone else. And so, what to do? And so, one of the key things that I can share from my own life is to manage our responses to these situations. Now, that's easier said than done, and we don't really know how we will take things when we actually are in the thick and the heat of things. So this is where a degree of self-awareness, self-mastery, and self-control, and basically awareness comes into place, because the key is not to fight fire with fire, because that's only going to create more fire, more misunderstanding, greater aggression, opposition, and it's basically two egos coming together and bickering over ultimately insignificant things. So the importance is for you to know where you stand and where you are choosing to put yourself in any given situation where you find you're facing conflict or where you feel personal attacks. Now, everything that we experience depends, the way that we feel about it is how we think about it, and the label or definition we're giving it, the meaning, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And usually we have a very basic and streamlined way of saying what's good and what's bad, depending on what you prefer personally. So as we evolve our consciousness and our thinking, we realize that there is a lot more gray in the world, and it's not black and white in terms of good or bad. And the importance of not seeing other people as our enemies, because there's enough perceived violence and aggression in the world, which is what creates killing and destruction and crimes and things of that nature. We don't need any more of that, and you certainly basically don't want to cultivate that kind of energetic space within you. So it's important to know how we manage our reactions and responses to situations like this. And one key and fundamental quality is to not react immediately and to take it slow, to not respond, whether it's with words in an equally angry manner or an equally aggressive manner, whatever it is, taking your time to really just look at what's happening, kind of just take a moment to take it in and take a breath, and just sometimes realize that you don't have to respond to everything with words. And sometimes no action is better than some action. It's easy for us to feel like we have to defend ourselves and we have to stand up for ourselves and we have to do something to make the situation right in our favor. But what if that's not going to work? What if that's not going to help? And what if that only helps the other parties dig their heels in deeper? So this is why that phrase, not fighting fire with fire, because you're just going to create a big fire and a disaster. So walk away, step back, take a breath, breathe, count to 10. It sounds really basic and simplified, but this is truly the best thing to do, because you want to give yourself time to check in with yourself and see why you feel offended, or why do you feel hurt, or why do you feel perhaps just surprised and astonished, or why do you feel like your rights are being violated or like your turf is being overtaken. because it's highlighting other deeper qualities and emotional needs that are not being met, which you are putting onto that other person, or it's just that situation that is highlighting something that is a need for you. So use these moments in life as opportunities. It doesn't have to come up again after this video, because when we become self-aware, we change our inner terrain, and thus the way we see things changes, and thus we move forward in the world as a different entity, as a different being, and we just naturally gravitate to creating and experiencing the situations that are more aligned with that energy that you do want, like peace, understanding, or even self-development, self-empowerment, self-growth, which is what actually those moments of conflict can help you to develop and cultivate. So use moments of conflict as learning tools. Use them as little scenes in a movie, the movie of your life. Like this day and time is a movie. Let's take it as a movie. And maybe that was sort of like the conflictual part, or even a climax of sorts. And take a step back, and how would you look at it as a viewer, as a spectator? And what can you see from yourself? And you may discover, you will learn that your feelings might have been hurt, or that you felt disappointed or disillusioned or betrayed, or maybe you're just feeling scared, which is what creates gang violence and what makes people commit crimes or turn to drugs or illicit behaviors. They're scared for their lives, literally. And ultimately, we all are sort of scared for our lives, and that just pops up and manifests in different ways depending on what we choose to focus on most. Some people are workaholics, or are very much into work because they're scared if they don't do that, they won't be supported and sustained by life. Or other people put all of their emotional needs and expectations on a romantic partner, and when that person disappoints them or betrays them or leaves them, which is probably what would create those emotional reactions, they feel devastated. And it's because they weren't grounded and established in themselves, and they're not trusting that there is plenty of love in the universe, and that it doesn't come entirely from one person, and it never has and it never will. So know that fear and insecurity is at the root of those moments of conflict. And it's just that as we get older, we cover up those fears with grown-up makeup, with grown-up, like, concealer, or just the grown-up versions of how we choose to embellish it and make it look like just more mature and grown up. But it's still just basically children bickering on the playground. And when you look at kids, sometimes they just fight over nothing, or they're just in grumpy moods, or they just choose not to like one kid for no reason. I mean, they seem irrational. And if you look at adults, we can also be that way too. So stepping back, giving yourself a breather in dealing with conflict is really helpful and beneficial. And it's very important, actually, if you want to have peace, because someone has to be flexible, and in your life, you are the creator of what's happening. So choose you to feel good and create a new flow. Start fresh, move into a new space. Know that you can't make everyone happy, and you're doing your best to make yourself happy. And communication is the key. Communicating respectfully and calmly is important. And this self-awakefulness is important too, to know you can take a step back. You don't react immediately, like a matchstick, but you take your time and you walk away. You leave it behind. You really don't want to take that baggage with you. It's only excess baggage that the airline will charge you for. And so, do you really want to pay extra money for no reason for things that you don't even enjoy, you're not going to enjoy on your holiday, and they're not even yours, they're a complete strangers, right? So you've got plenty of good things in your bag. Just stick with yours and enjoy what you have and leave the rest behind, because it's not yours to begin with. So it's what we can do, what you can do is owning your reaction, taking a step back, identifying what you can learn from yourself in that moment, and ask yourself, okay, so this has happened. What is one beneficial insight? What can I glean from this experience about myself? What is one good thing that can come from this, or that has come from this? And take it from there. And so I'm going to leave the video like this for now, because the sun has set and I don't want the lighting to get dark any further. So I'm going to leave it for like this for now, and I trust and sincerely expect that it has brought the benefit that I am sharing with in my heart. And just take this away. Just don't respond. Just take a breath, walk away. Just go make yourself a cup of tea, go for a walk. It doesn't merit your reaction right away. Okay, give yourself some breathing time, let things pass, and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And take it from there. And then you will check in with yourself, with your higher intuition and with your wisdom, and just keep going. And know that fire and fire are not the answer. You don't need to create that fire within you any longer. Maybe enough is enough now, and you're ready to continue to the next level. So let's level up. Let's step up our game, and know that with this consciousness and awareness, you're already in a new place in your life, and you're not the same that you used to be. So let's practice what we preach. Sending you lots of love, and just go with your flow, trust your vibes, and everything will be all right. Alrighty, so thanks for joining. See you soon from Jen at Personal Power Life Coaching. Namaste, and stay fresh. Bye-bye.